Good evening. You're all welcome to Achievers Bridge Career Night. And today, being September Career Night 2024, we will be having a discussion around building a business around food items production and packaging in Nigeria. My name is Emma Mbiza, the co-founder of Achievers Bridge, which is a personal development company aiming to create an ideal environment for dreamers to actualize their dreams into reality. And here with me is an important guest in the person of Musa Ali Pashi, the CEO of Palmax Syndicate Limited, who is widely known for his agri product in Nigeria and is currently flowing into the global market. Trust me, guys, when I say this guy is all you need when it comes to initiating your business in the consumable category. And I believe by the end of today, those of you who have been dreaming of starting a business around processing and packaging of tomatoes, pepper, noodles, canned fish, and so on will get all the relevant information that can bring that dream to reality. And I want to say thank you for being here, Musa, and it will be a great pleasure to hear you tell us about yourself in the next few seconds. Over to you. Our guests seem to be experiencing some network glitches. Are you with us, Musa? Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So can you tell us briefly about yourself?
Okay. Thank you for having me. Uh, it's a great pleasure to be here. So I am by name Musa Ali Pashi, CEO and founder of Palmax Syndicate. Palmax Syndicate is a food processing company that are into processing of perishables, majorly add value to perishables in Nigeria. Now, what we are doing currently, we are processing only tomato into powder due to post-harvest losses we've experienced in Nigeria. Nigeria produces like 2.3, 2.4 million metric tons of tomato annually, but the sad reality is that only 1.6 make it to the marketplace. So we are experiencing like 700 metric tons that goes to waste. So we, as a company, saw an opportunity and feel, okay, why don't we do something about these losses that Nigeria experience annually? Not only the shortage of product of tomato in Nigeria, we realized there's scarcity of tomato, and then not only scarcity, it's seasonal, but we find a way to we now develop a product that will fight all these three: seasonality, scarcity, and then shortage, that waste that we experience during post harvest losses. That's why
Thank
we
you.
developed a company called Palma. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Musa. So now, as a starter, can you tell us like a brief overview about what food processing and packaging business is all about? Perhaps we have viewers out there that will want to know what it is in reality, and then can you just share more light on that so that we'll all be on the same page? Yeah.
Okay, food processing and packaging. Hello, I don't know if
Hello. Yeah,
am
we can hear
audible.
you now. Yeah, we lost you at some point, but you can go
Okay,
on now.
I said food processing and packaging in Nigeria is all about value addition. That is what we lack in Nigeria. Um, we only we as a country don't add value to what we produce. Which this is an area where most Nigerians find it very difficult. Uh, it's not just difficult; it's because value addition requires a lot. So due to some environmental mental factors, many who have dreams to start processing, or would I say add value to produces, add value to other things, and then maybe sell out there. We're not able to start, or we're not able to. maybe they start and then something along the way happen. Uh, there's this Nigerian factor, the environmental factor is there. But food processing and packaging is all about adding value to agricultural produce. Anything that you add value to and then package and retail out to consumers basically is called food processing.
Okay, so now that was a bit professional and then too technical. Now, to a layman on the street moving by and then maybe someone didn't know what a value is all about. Now, like in just a sentence or two, like what does packaging looks like? Because I am sensing that there are viewers out there that don't really get to know how the deeper meaning of value.
Okay, value is processing something into another thing.
Oh, our guest is experiencing a serious network glitch.
Hello,
Let's see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You are back now. Can you hear me now?
hello.
Hello. Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. So
Yeah, I can hear
yeah,
you now.
what I was saying was like, okay, now the explanation you made us at what packaging and processing means is a bit technical, and then like now to a layman that doesn't know what value addition and stuffs like that, like in a layman language. So what can we tag as food processing and packaging? Maybe for our viewers to be on the same page with us.
Okay, food value addition is more like having a raw produce, something raw. They give you raw produce and then you convert it into another thing.
Okay,
Maybe
okay.
you were given corn and then you process it into powder so that you use it for tool. That is a value addition. It's when they gave you it's a corn, but you were able to process it into another thing, and then maybe package it, get a
Oh.
fine packaging, and then put them inside, and you can make it a business.
I think everyone out there is supposed to understand what that means. Okay, so thank you so much for that comment. So now, as we proceed, okay, so now, how does it feel, owning a food processing and packaging business? Like, is it all stressful? Is it fulfilling? Are there moments when you feel like you're overwhelmed or things like that? But before you respond, I will want to show you your own product on the screen, and then you just watch how your own product is like. And then to the viewers out there, I will want you to see this product, and anytime you see this product being circulated in your own area, maybe moving in the market or things like that, I will want you to know that this is demand behind that product. So I put it up on the screen. Then after that, you will tell us how it feels to own a product that is already making it in the market.
All right, thank you.
Wow. So that was a product that you developed from your own company, and then it is already circulating all over Nigeria. So now, can you tell us how it feels, to own a business? Like, how does it feel? Is it stressful? Is it fulfilling? Is it kind of like, just tell us in your own word, how does it feel to own a business, especially food processing business? Seems we lost him again. Are you with us?
Hello, I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hear you now. Go on. So I say, how does it feel, to own a food processing business? Looking at your product on the screen, like, how does it feel? The network is kind of very, 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 very terrible. But anyway, let's see how we forge ahead and then see how we can be able to get out value from this guy. And when I tell you this guy, if you get all the information that is gonna land from this guy, believe you me, you are just going to be a thin line between you and your own food processing business. Let's just see how we can be able to get anything that comes from him, despite the network challenge from his own location at the moment. But let's see how it goes. Hello, Musa, are you there? Hello. Hello. Are you there? This is 10 minutes gone and the network is still struggling with us. Hi. Hello, Musa.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah. We lost you for some couple of seconds. Yeah. Did you get my question? Hello. Did you get my
Can you hear
question?
me now?
Yes, yes. Loud and clear. Yeah. So what I was saying was, can you tell us briefly about how it feels to own a business that is thriving in the market?
Hello, sorry, can you come again? Sorry, my network
Yeah.
is fluctuating.
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm saying is that can you tell us like a little bit about how it feels to own a business that is thriving in the market, especially food processing business? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, go on, go on. Tell us how it feels to own a business.
Okay, it feels exciting.
Okay, so will you want to tell us about any stress or challenge or any difficulties, or like you feel fulfilled and then are there moments when you feel down and then you feel like, how did I even start this from the beginning, or stuffs like that? What a terrible network today. Anyway, let's see how it goes. This is 12 minutes gone and the network is still dragging feet with us. Hello, Musa, are you there? Oh, we lost him completely. Okay, so if you out there watching and then you are also feeling the impact of the network, I just want you to hold on a little bit, okay? Because you just can't afford to miss this opportunity to hear from the person that is into the real business. Okay, so I can see him up now. Let me add him on stage. Hello, Musa, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, my
Yeah,
network is terrible.
yeah, I understand, I understand. Yeah. So can you tell us how it feels, to own a business? Does it feel, frustrating? Does it feel fulfilling? Does it feel stressful? Like, how does it feel to own a business that is thriving in the market? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. So, owning a business feels exciting, but at the same time, very stressful. Owning a business in Nigeria is something that has to do with so many struggles, so many things get involved, especially into manufacturing. Manufacturing in Nigeria is really meant for people who are, let's say, have the capacity. Because when you want to start a manufacturing some business in Nigeria, when you look at the budget, you realize that these are unrealistic things to do. You for the first time you have not generated any revenue in the market, and then the machines that you use to generate those revenue, it's just high. Nobody wants to give you that amount. So you realize that it stresses you a lot. Like you get stressed. But the most important thing I always tell people who actually want to start processing of anything, you have to make sure that you have the passion. You have to make sure this is actually what you want to do, because along the way, what will keep you is the passion. A lot of things will get your way, but you need to have that passion. If that passion is there, no matter how stressful it is. And one good thing about the business, manufacturing, or like say having seen your product in the market, there's a sense of fulfilling, and then the more you see it, the more customers give you feedback on how the best way to go, what you need more in the market. They will tell you, okay, maybe you started doing something. The more the product fly in the market, they begins to tell you, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that. And sometimes you may be lucky to get customers who are actually ready to support you with their resources. We have rebranded like 4 or 5 times, and I will say those came from our customers. A customer saw a need, he wants to sell this product, he love it, and maybe what he needs we don't have the capacity to do it, but he has the capacity to do it because he loves the product, he can impute his own resources to see that those things um, actually get achieved.
Wow, that was so concise and so educating. Like for anyone who wants to start a food processing and packaging business in Nigeria, I think that is a wide enough knowledge and information for you to know how it feels like to own a business, like diving down into the experience of a mogul that is already into that business. So now, so thank you, Musa, for that. So now let's go straight to the business structure and creation. Okay, like creating a legal entity for you to be able to go into such businesses. Okay, so apart from the Corporate Affairs Commission registration, which everybody knows that you need to have a CSC registration. Now, coming to food items production in Nigeria, apart from the CSC, what are the other necessary registration that one needs to have, both local, national, and international, before you have the legal permission to supply a product to the market without facing any sanction? Because to most people, this is their main roadblock. So I feel we also need to clear that specifically for food processing and packaging businesses, so that people will get to hear that firsthand, and then they will get to know that, okay, these are the things you need to do and these are the registrations you need to do even at the onset. Yeah, so over to you.
Okay, thank you for that question. Um, as in food production, the basic certification you need is NAFDAC. NAFDAC is what you need to sell in Nigeria. FDA is what you need to sell outside the country. So coming to NAFDAC, um, I remember how we started in Kaduna. We were not having NAFDAC number because we don't have the money to do NAFDAC registration. So we get on several occasions we get caught, and then it become a problem. Um, I remember my friend locked up for some hours because he tried
Wow.
to struggle with one of the NAFDAC officials, um, because they have an agreement. Okay, somebody. There are many pepper that is being sold in the market, but nobody asks them for NAFDAC because they are just maybe using some bowl to measure it for people. So nobody cares about them. You find out that they are tied in this leather bag, and then they're selling it. Nobody cares about them. But the moment you try to label what you're selling, give it a label, give it a name, and then take it out in the market, the NAFDAC people will be after you because there's a value addition. Um,
Exactly,
and there is
exactly.
packaging. Oh, let's say there is packaging involved, and then you're trying to create a brand. So for you to do that, you need those certifications. And I think anyone who is actually looking for those NAFDAC certification, I don't know where you be your videos from. I can link you up with one or two persons who can actually make the whole registration smooth smooth for you so that you will not face the stress that we passed through. Because it was because we were being caught, taken to the NAFDAC office, and then luckily we met someone who referred us back to where we registered our business, the state we registered our business, and then we had our NAFDAC registered. So the basic certification you need to run with your product in Nigeria is NAFDAC registration, except you are going international.
Okay, yeah. So will you want to say anything briefly about the international that you just mentioned, or maybe just give us a full meaning of what it means?
Okay. So for if you're going international, you need FDA.
Okay, okay.
It's
FDA,
a
FDA.
license.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yes, it's a license given by the American government, Europe. If you're going Europe, America, what they use is FDA. But those registrations may be stressful. The most important thing is to get buyers who are interested in what you're doing. Once you can get those buyers who are interested in, because when you think of export of your product, you meet those agencies. They will ask you for those NDA, whether you have NDA, whether you have uh, such registration. You may not really necessarily have those registration, but you can export your produce. How? You can get, the most important thing is to create a market there. If you can create a market there, most we have sold our product outside. We don't have FDA registration on our product.
Ah, we lost him again. Ah, this
We
network.
don't.
We lost you at some point. Yeah, okay. You said we don't have NAFDAC FDA
Oh, okay.
registration, but you sold your product outside. Yeah, that was the point we missed. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Okay,
We were able
okay.
to sell because we have a market. We have someone who is interested in what in our product, and he purchased it in Nigeria, and he have his way into Europe, into America, and then he sold it, and we have been doing business with them. So, except you want to take your product by yourself
In
to the
your own name.
international market,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, in your own name, so you can go franchise, you can go yeah, partnership. They may just go, you might just sell it to them in Nigeria and then they take it out.
Okay, okay, okay. So now,
Yeah.
thank you so much for that. So, just a quick one. If you want to start your own business, please have your own NAFDAC registration, have your own FDA if you want to go international. Of course, CAC is a basic. So, and as you have mentioned, he is so generous. Like he's a very generous person. He just mentioned that if you have any challenge with your own registration or anything when it comes to NAFDAC, you can just reach out to him. So you can just drop a comment in this in the comment of this video. Then I will definitely link you up with him. Then he can link you up with the NAFDAC people. So you can see the chain of the link up, sir. Thank you so much, Musa, for that. So now this takes us to the next question. Now I can see that you have product that is already circulating in the market. So can you tell us a little bit about all the technology required for those products to be ready for the market supply, and how are you able to get that product to the finish line? Like sealing of the sachets, carton customization, the drying process, grinding, and etc. And must you own the machines and as an entity, that are used for those processes, or there are businesses who are, you know, into that, and then you leverage on them for certain part of your own operations? Over to you.
Okay, thank you for that question. When we started, we don't really have those machines. So for the process involved in our value addition, basically drying facilities, grinders, then packaging machines. So when we started, we don't really have those machineries in place. So that's where partnership comes in play, because when you want to process, and then you go to the market, they tell you this machine costs 5 million. You don't have 5 million naira. So what can you possibly do? You have to find a way to take your product in the market. The most important thing, or like the most difficult part in business, is to take the product to the market. No matter how the idea is good in your head, if you cannot translate that idea into products or services, then that idea is not good. Everybody has an idea. I have this idea, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. It doesn't work in the marketplace. The marketplace wants to see a product or a service. So I have a boss, then in Kaduna, that he always tell me, okay, if I submit my budget after school, I was like, this is 10 million, 15 million, and he was like, I have the money, but I can't give you. You have never sold anything in the market. How can I trust you with my resources? So you have to break, no matter how big your budget is, you have to break your budget to a certain level that you can actually afford, or will I say your family finance can afford, can help you with. So you may want packaging machine. You don't have packaging machine. There are smaller sealers. Just get sealers 15,000. You can start sealing your product. You don't really need to get automated packaging machine. There are these smaller sealers. I think it's just 15 to 20,000 naira. You can get them. Go to any packaging company, plead with them. This is what you have, and if they should assist you in a year or two, you can come back and start doing cylinders. There's something they call cylinder in printing. Before you get your packaging materials, you have to do cylinder with your colors, so that anytime you want to get packaging materials, they just run through those cylinders for you, and then you get your packaging material. Those are expensive, so you don't need to go through all those first. Because one of the things that I realize is people get to think about the bigger, uh, those bigger machineries. How will I get them? How will I get packaging machine? How will I do a lot of all those in the value chain? There are people that are already doing what you are doing. Or will I say they are using the same machine that you're looking for? The best thing is to come and partner with them. You have to
That is
find a way to
that is
convince
that
them.
is a really strong one.
Yeah, you have to find a way to convince them. Okay, just give me space. As long as I can take my products to the market, I'll get buyers. Once I get buyers, they will pay for those products. And once they start paying for those products, any business that you have started and have started generating revenue, you have high chances of generating getting money from investors, money from the bank, and then even money from your uncles, because they actually want to see
That is
you
deep,
have
uncles.
you have you have started doing something, and that is the difficult part, getting that product in your head into the market. As long as you can achieve getting that product into the market space, I think you have become a conqueror, because from there there are like three ways to generate revenue for your business. You can get from the investors, you can get from a loan or something, but the most easiest way to generate revenue for your business is through your customers. As long as you can give them what they are actually looking for, they will give you money. They will pay ahead of time. Those funds you can use them to start growing your company or start growing your product. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was so exhaustive. Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
whoever that is thinking that he need to buy all those big machineries, all those sealing machines, packaging machines, please don't take your head too deep. Just know that if you can just have the idea, there are people into that steps and processing of all those things, just as I have mentioned. So you can start your business as low as that. Okay. So thank you so much, Samusa, for that. So now now that you have cleared the air on that, so how do you source for the raw materials at the same time and then maintain uniform pricing for your finished product? Looking at the unstable prices of commodities, we have been facing for a while now in the country. You go back and then you discover that the price of a particular raw material is high and stuffs like that. So how do you balance the two, like sourcing of the raw materials and then at the same time maintaining the pricing of the products in the market? Over to you.
Okay. It's very difficult. If you're a small manufacturer, or let's say you're a small business owner, it's very difficult for you. I thought of from early this year, I thought of shutting down.
We are with you, sir.
Okay. So I thought of we will shut down for like four times, five times, because when we go to the market, the price for raw materials now, our raw material is seasonal. And if you don't have the capacity to buy those raw materials at the lowest, at the peak period, you will face challenge with production. So what we do is we try to enter partnership into suppliers of those raw materials. Those who are actually farming those raw materials have an agreement with them, and we give them some incentives. Aside from buying those raw materials from them, what else can we do for you for free? Just that so that we can be able to get raw materials from you. At least those people, they can be able to give you raw materials, process, and then you pay them back. You just have to give them. You just have to be consistent. You just have to be. Uh, you just have to act fast, because by the time you collect those raw materials from them and then you are not able to pay them back, that's the end. They will never give you those raw materials. But as a small business, you have to find a way to convince these people. And then after they gave you this raw material, you have to find a way to strike a balance so that you you may not necessarily make anything out of what you're processing, because you are a small business. We have done several productions that we have not actually we were not able to make anything out of those production. Some of those productions we we encounter losses. But what's the goal of continuity? Is because we want to see our product fly in the market. If we say we want to give excuse that those raw materials are expensive, those packaging materials are expensive, therefore we can't sell. We change our price twice this year. It's just an act of survival. You just have to find a way, have a sitting with your team. Okay, we don't actually want to go out of business. So what do? We have to add prices. If our prices, if the prices we are selling is actually when we buy those raw materials, packaging materials, and then we sell, they can be able to buy back those raw materials. Then you're good to go. You just have to see. You just have to survive. You just have to survive. Find a way to strike a balance. If you're a small business, profitability, yeah, you might at some point get profits. At some point, make losses. At some point, just get back what you spent on production. But as a small business, it's very difficult for you to maintain price, to maintain maybe let me say the same quantity of your product, to maintain some things. Because if you are not stable in the market, if you're not big, that have the capacity to just buy raw material when those raw materials are affordable, definitely you will face challenges. So I think for a small business, striking balance between raw materials, packaging materials, and then pricing is something that you have to consistently. It's something. Uh, it's not static. It's something dynamic for a small business, because you have to find a way to. But the most important thing is you cannot change your price more than twice in a year, because when you change today, change tomorrow, and then you have to look at the competitors. What are your competitors doing? You may be small, but you have to find a way to make your product lesser than what is in the market. So you have to develop so many strategies, and
Wow.
I think I have already stated those things that will come is your passion. As long as you have passion for it, you'll be able to think around a strategy that can help you to be able to be stable in the market. Because nobody wants to hear that you have an excuse. You were not able to sell. You were not able to. You shut down. It doesn't matter what
Yeah,
cost you
that's
shutting
not
down,
gonna
but
sound
you
well,
shut down.
especially to the ears of the investors. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you shut down.
yeah.
So it's a big setback for your side if you shut down. But you have to find a way to just continuity is very important.
Wow, wow, that was so deep. I think this is getting to open the eyes of a lot of people that think of going into such business, because one of the challenges that a lot of people are facing is the fact that you just want to go into a business, but you don't know all that is involved in that business. Thank you for giving out all this information to our viewers out there. So now there is also a very big problem now. Now we have had how the business, the business starting looks like, and then how it fails to own the business, the packaging and the processing aspects, the pricing and the raw materials aspect. Now, the bigger roadblock and challenge also is the management of the product supply chain and then the customer sourcing. Now, how do you manage your product supply chain and customer sourcing stroke advertisement, given that you already have a product flowing out in the market? Because that is one of the real big challenge when it comes to owning a food processing business, to be specific.
Yeah, supply chain is very important. Advertisement very important, but it will surprise you to know that we are in 19 states of Nigeria, but we have not gone to 19 states because we, as a small business, we start and say, what can we do with our product? We have to find a way to make people fall in love with our product. What channel of distribution can we use? So we come up with a network marketing approach. I used to be a network marketer, so I know the strategy they use to sell their products. And I said, why don't we apply that network marketing form of approach? And so we were lucky. Or like say, we after applying that strategy, it worked for us. Um, Based on referrals, most of our distributors we have came based on referrals. This person use this product and then refer this person. I think for a small business, it's you can use this strategy. This strategy is very efficient because you might not necessarily get to spend much on advertisement. The more you grow, the more you run some advertisement. Last year we were able to do cooking competition in the University of Maiduguri because we were able to we felt with cooking competition we can be able to uh, gain visibility for our products, and then we can be able to see how we can support students also. So, as a small business, you have to find a way, find what works for you best. Study the market. Everybody has a competitor. Don't just say I am new. We thought we were new until we find out we went deep and find out that there are other people who are actually do what we are doing, not just doing, but they are big, and then their offerings has to be special. What how they run things has to be special. But every business before you start any business, you must have your value proposition. What makes you unique? What makes you special? You must have that an edge over your competitors. So you can study from them and then find out okay, you have an edge. These are there are something that you know or you can do that they can't do. I think that those are the things that will give you access to those market, access to distribution of your products, give you customers. Uh, as I said, we have not gone to 19 states and we are in 19 states because we find a way to every day. Feedback is what we actually don't play with. Most of our customers were very raw onto us. They tell you when this thing is not nice, they tell you it's not nice. If you like, go and have hypertension. It's none of their problem. That's we were very lucky to have such people when we are starting. They were very raw. When you give them things that they're not okay with, they tell you they are not okay with this thing, and that gave us an edge to uh, deep, deep, like go intense. What can we do? What can we change so that they can be able to? Because one thing with product review is that whenever someone use your product and gets and puts a review out there, you realize that there are other people who are actually wanting to use such product. We have this review early this year. Uh, we have it on Twitter. We have it on Facebook. I think the last one was on Facebook, where we were just managing 1.2 users on Facebook, and in one night it shoots to 8,000 followers. We had a problem. There are so many complaints. Our social media handler was not able to handle those people. They were very angry. Everybody wants to, okay, because this person, because one person, an influencer, used the product and felt that it's good, and he posted out there that people can actually use this product. So we develop more people who actually want to sell, not only want to use it, but actually want to sell those products. So, like the market is not a place where we actually want to be seen our product. We want to be seen our product with those distributors. Those distributors take it to retailers. Those retailers sell it to consumers, because when we start involving market people, the wholesale, this one wants to cut his own, a retailer wants to cut his own. By the time it gets to the consumer, he may not be able to buy. So we just have to find a way to reach our customers through the network marketing form of approach.
That is so deep. Now, um, anyone who wants to start that business, one major thing I was able to pick from that is you don't need to have a lot of money, to go and make some form of big advertisement before you can be able to sell your product. That is very deep. And now, okay, having had that, Samusa, now when you get an overwhelming demand and order for your product, like how do you cope with the financial aspect of, to be able to meet up with that demand, and what are the options that exist for people who are in such businesses, when they need access to, adequate finance, because there are situations just like the example you just gave us, that okay, um you had, a shoot up of the number of people that were interested in the product. Like, how do you cope with such situations? What are the strategies you use?
Okay, what we did then was trying to get um, trying to create a platform where all these people will be able to, not everybody that is asking for a product actually wants to buy. Some just want to ask questions. Some wants to know whether you are genuine or not. Some actually just wants to have a conversation. So we created a platform, a WhatsApp platform where everyone that is actually online, I want this, how much, all those, they can have one group on a chat, so that we can be able to know who is actually wanting to buy from a retailer, wanted to be a distributor, because we always dealing with who wants to become a distributor. So for you that wants to become a distributor, we give you a form to fill with your details. We review your form. We send you back an email, maybe confirming your distributorship, and from there we can give you 2 weeks before you can get your products, because the demand was much. So we and if if customers want your product, when there's an overwhelming demand, they can actually pay before before they get their product. So any manufacturer can encourage their customers to pay ahead of time. You may not have funds to supply them, but if they actually want your product, you can ask them to pay, especially when you have done business with them 1, 2 times. At least they have paid, you have supplied them, they have paid, you have supplied. So by the time that they are asking for more products, so you can ask them to pay. You can use those funds to process what they want and then send it back to them. But the problem with such strategy is that by the time you fail, you collect the customer's money and you fail, then you might lose a lot of things.
That is
You lose
dead.
your integrity, yeah, you lose a lot of things, and you lose trust, you lose a lot of things. So, but anytime a customer pays into your account, there's no sleep for you. You have to do anything possible to deliver before the deadline. You just
That's
have
so
to do
strict.
anything possible to deliver. Yes.
That's so strict. Like, wow. So now, so what are the other alternative source of funding like that exist for such people? Like, let's say you have a demand and then the customer is not willing to pay. Maybe let's say, okay, now, for instance, maybe someone can come and then say, okay, now we want so product, and then the person is coming with his cash, and then he doesn't know, he doesn't want to give you that cash until he sees the product physically and then have a physical exchange. So what are the kind of sources that a person can have, like in such business, like financial sources that exist as an option for people in such situation, especially those that will want to start such businesses?
Okay, for me, I would recommend anyone who has such overwhelming demand. What you need is raw materials, packaging materials. So you can go to your suppliers and have a conversation with them. Because I wouldn't advise any startup to go to the bank for loan. Loan is not something that there is a period of years that you will do before I will advise you to start getting loan from the bank. Because you need to make yourself presentable. Let the bank, let your books read to the extent that the bank are calling you, we have a loan for you. That period, I can tell you to go for a loan if you want to. And then, but the most important thing when you have this demand and then you don't have money to buy those raw materials, you don't have money to buy those packaging materials, just go to your suppliers. The demand is there. You have a conversation with them. They will definitely understand. I have this supply. You get paid so period of time. I just need this raw materials, certain quantity. Go to your packaging material, those that supply packaging materials for you. You want this, you can give them back their money. So period. They are you are they are your customers because you generate money and then send to them, and you've been doing those things. I believe they would feel you because getting alternative sort of funding, yeah, you can get from family and friends where necessary, but for me, when you're starting a business, I actually don't encourage people to go for loan because things go wrong in business. Things go wrong in business, and not everyone understands. As long as I gave you money
Not everyone
and you give me a time
understands.
frame, you have to give me back my money. Especially if it's the
Definitely.
bank. If it's the bank, they will frustrate you, and then you may lose your business because maybe you have some machines. They will ask you to sell those machines. You sell them. By the time you sell them, you don't have any business again. So you just have to find a way to deliver those demands without involving the bank, except if you have friends that can actually offer you those funds. So you can go for it. At least your friend will understand that the business didn't go well, so that he can be
Which
able to
is
give you some time
that
or
is so
so that
serious.
you will
Like,
be able to repay him
so
back when you're stable.
so funny situation, but a reality. Yeah, yeah. So I think I deliberately asked this question because we have so many people that, due to excitement of going into business, and then it seems we lost our guest. Wow, his network just hooked. And yeah, so to the viewers out there, so I deliberately asked this question so that you will not have this, when you are fully overwhelmed by the excitement of going into business and stuff like that, and then you just start jumping and say, okay, I need to go and get a loan from the bank, and then stuffs like that. That is very deadly. Okay, so you had it from the person that is into such businesses, and from the way he's expressing it, you guys all know that going to the bank for a loan is definitely not the best option, and is not even part of the option, especially if you are a startup, because things can go wrong, in his own words. Yeah, so I can see we lost him. Oh, we lost him completely. But let's give him some few seconds to a minute or so and see him join us again. Yeah, so he's here. So thank you, Musa, for that. So I was just paraphrasing to them, like I just asked that question deliberately because some people, when they want to go into a business, especially the new dreamers, like, okay, I am dreaming, I want to go into a business that will be what 50 million, so you will see it written in books, and then the next thing is they want to just jump into a loan without even thinking, especially when such people have collaterals like, land or stuff like that, that they can be able to put up in exchange for that loan. So thank you. You have made that clarity to them. You are into the business and you know how it feels to be in that business, and then you know how it feels to pick a loan. So please, I want you guys to pick that as a lesson. So we barely have just 10 minutes to the end of our session, but let me see. We have 4 questions left. So let's see how we can be able to do justice, and then maybe um get done with those questions before the end of the session. So the next question goes this
Uh,
way. Musa, yeah. So what do you think are the bottlenecks to the people who are into such businesses?
okay, in Nigeria, those who are into manufacturing, what those one of those bottlenecks is adequate financing. Um, Adequate financing is a challenge. In as much as we don't want loan, we don't want, but your business needs money. There are periods when you actually need those funds so that they can be able to give you stability in your business. So, an environmental factor too is also part of a challenge. Government policies, because when early this year, one of the things that really affected us was the fact that the dollar rate got up to 2,000 naira per a dollar, and then we went to get packaging materials, yeah, the price increased.
Wow.
The price increased. So we had a problem with increase in price.
We are
We don't know what
losing
to tell
our
our
audience.
customers. So it was just very difficult.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm audible.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So I
Yeah,
think the
yeah.
basic bottlenecks for manufacturers is the environment is not conducive. Government are not making those environment very conducive for people, because there should, especially machines. If somebody wants machine, not it's very difficult actually to have access to somebody else's machine, because when he bought those machines, he may not actually allow you to use it, or I don't know. Not everyone has that convincing power in him to be able to convince you. Okay, just give me that space. So that's why many people want to have their own machines. But if
Mm,
you don't have choice, you just have to find other people who are into it and then use their machines. So I think those machines, if government can be able to fund a machine for, I think Bank of Industry are doing that. But you need to start something before they can be able to give you access to those funding. They can buy those machines and then give you a time frame where you can pay back. But you need to start something. That's
mm,
the thing. You need to have a product in the market. So funding is a challenge. Government policies is also is equally a challenge, and then those environmental factors are, you actually, sometimes you don't foresee them coming, but they always happen.
that is very, very self-explanatory to whoever that is hearing your voice right now. Yeah. So now this takes us to the next question. So now, can you tell us as many challenges as you can remember that you faced, starting from the moment you gave birth to this business idea down to that? Like, what were the things you did that, and then what are those things that you did to overcome such challenges? So we just want to know, like, maybe due to lack of time, maybe you can just tell us just a summary of those challenges, and then maybe tell us 1 or 2 lines on how you were able to overcome such challenges.
Okay, we failed a lot of times. From when we started to, we were laughed at because we have a product. When we started, the product, it doesn't look good. I'm ashamed of the product actually. Uh, you go to customers and they tell you they don't want to use it. But and then aside from that, we had issues with packaging companies. When you're starting, you may not necessarily get the right people in that line. There are people, there are some guys that we met in Kano, they don't even have company for packaging, but if you go to their Facebook page, they have everything. You feel they have everything. You give them money for us to get packaging materials. It was very difficult before we can link up to the real people that are into doing those packaging. Like
That is
it
serious.
was
That is so serious.
very
Like
difficult for us.
that's so serious.
It was very difficult for us. We had to shut down. Uh, there are like in 2021, we have to shut down for almost 8 months because
Wow.
we want to upgrade. We want to upgrade to automatic packaging machine. Those machines are not fast coming. Our customers want something that they can hang
Products.
in their shop,
Mm.
and we don't have access to those machines. So we shut down for 8 months. It was very difficult period. But the most important thing is just like someone who is into forex trading, the more you
Sure,
lose
sure,
your
sure.
money, the more
The
you
more you
have
get
sense,
experience,
the more you
yeah.
develop.
The more you have sense.
Yes,
I
the
love
more you
that
get
word.
experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, the more you get experience, the more you link up with the right people. You have to link up with other manufacturers. If you're a manufacturer, you have to just link up with other manufacturers. They can be able to, and the mentorship is very important. I think that's
Mm.
where that's how we overcome those challenges. We start linking up with other manufacturers. We started linking up with mentors. We were
Mm.
able to link up with Tomato Joss. Tomato Joss is a huge player in the tomato value chain. So she was able to link us up with other people. We got some mentors who are into production, and then the whole situation uh, got easier. Not really easier, but at least we have a clearer view of what we are doing now.
Wow, wow, wow. I think this is going to be some sort of encouragement to whoever out there that wants to start this business. So when they come across such challenges, they are gonna know that even the big players also experience such challenges, but then life continues. You smile over it and then continue. Yeah. Thank you for giving us that experience. And that is going to go a long way to whoever that wants to start that business. Yeah. So now what will you do differently if you were to start all over again into this business? Yeah. What would you do differently?
Okay, if I what I can do differently is before I start doing the business. Let me say I already know I want to do manufacturing, but where I failed was getting mentorship, getting mentorship, getting people who are that industry to link up with. Because if I knew some people in that industry, in this industry, like I wouldn't face some challenges. So the best what I can do differently, or let's say what I would do new is to link up with people who are already into manufacturing, who are already into tomato processing. These are the two things I will do. First of all, I will have to link up with them. Maybe work for them for free. Have that friendship so that they can be able to put me through. I think mentorship is very, very important because there are some things that you may go and start paying. You don't really have that funds to pay, but if you have mentors who already maybe they have access, they have one or two things, know one or two people, you can just get there and get it for free. There's one of our packages that we rebranded that was paid by somebody by just knowing somebody. So if I have to start all over again, I will go for mentorship first. Uh, get that much information before I dive into it. I know I felt I have those informations, but I realized that not only you don't only need information, you need network of
People.
people
Yeah.
who are doing that same thing you're doing. We will feel that those people will not give us time. Yeah, they may be busy people. You have to find a way to capture their
Connect with
attention.
them. Yeah. Yeah.
Working, yeah, working for them for free is not a bad idea.
Never.
Doing things for them for free is not a bad idea. So what's that? Because what you are actually doing is
Yeah, we lost you at some point.
because
What you
what
are
you are,
after? Yeah.
yeah, because yeah, is the knowledge. If they can give
Uh,
you, they just have to give you one or two tips to follow. Once they can do that for you, and they won't like to see you fail. That's the beauty of it. When you
mm,
link up with another manufacturer that is doing well, he wouldn't like to see you fail because he's a mentor to you already. The more you succeed, the more he feel he's actually telling you the right thing.
wow. 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 Thank you so much for that. So please, if you want to go into this business of food items production, packaging, and processing, get a mentor, because you can't afford to keep on repeating mistakes that you can be able to, skip over. So thank you so much, Musa Pashi, for this session. So we don't have any comment that is in form of a question here. So, and our time is up. But before then, I will want to just give you some few seconds to maybe mention if there's any other thing you feel you need to add, to the people that wants to start this business in Nigeria. Perhaps I might have missed out any important question that you feel you want to still add to it, if any.
Okay, to wrap up this session, what I can say is before you start anything, not only food manufacturing, uh, try and go for knowledge, uh, financial intelligence, emotional intelligence, fundamental. These three things are very vital. You need to know how to control your emotions. Sometimes you feel like crying, people step on your toes, but you need to master your emotions. Master your emotions, get financial intelligence. Don't just be an university student who just graduate and you know you are very perfect in knowing what you want to do, but you need to have financial intelligence. Uh, know business management. Uh, those skills, the knowledge of your business that you know about your business is just 30% of business. In just 30%, 70% is management. So uh, you need to find a way to get those information, those knowledge before you even start. Because if you have those informations, if you have those knowledge, when you start, we'll just give you a year or two, and we see you flying all over. Because uh, those are the law. It's once you can apply them, you will realize that you are doing well in the marketplace.
Wow. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Musa, for this session. And personally, I have learned a lot of things in this session. And I'm sure all the viewers out there will definitely get a lot of information that will be very helpful to you. So, and finally, I want to say thank you for staying to the end of this career night. Achievers Bridge Career Night is a monthly virtual event that holds every last Sunday of the month. And I will want to assure you that Achievers Bridge Career Night will always give you the best when it comes to your dreams, as we will always connect you with relevant information and relevant people like Musa Pashi, to give you all the information you need for your dream to kickstart. Okay, so and then also you can also check back every Saturday. We do upload videos on this very platform, so you can get more light to your own dreams. But before then, I will want to say goodbye and enjoy yourself with this video.